appraisal waiver. What is it and should you use it? That is what we're going to be talking about today. All right, so today we're going to be talking about the appraisal waiver and how to use that form properly. And so this form is something that is attached to your offer, and it's a relatively newer form to being used in the market. And so what it does, essentially it says, hey, I'm going to have my home appraised, but no matter, regardless of what the home comes appraised back for, I'm going to make up the difference in cash between the sale price of the home and what that appraised value is. And so in the contract, it's kind of written that, hey, if the home, let's say I buy it for $300,000 offer and the appraisal comes in at $290,000, I will kind of have a chance to negotiate and say, seller, I'm only willing to pay $290,000 for your home because that's all that my lender is going to give me, because that's what a third-party appraisal has said that the home has been worth. And so that was kind of commonplace in the market, right? The home didn't appraise, we would renegotiate, maybe meet in the middle somewhere, and you as a buyer had some protection that you weren't going to be overpaying for the home, or rather the lender had some protection that they weren't going to be overpaying for the home and you were going to have to make up the difference. And so what this does is a form is called the appraisal waiver form, and it gets added on and says, hey, I'm pre-negotiating on the front end that no matter what it comes in at, I'm going to make up the difference in cash. In addition to my down payment, in addition to my closing cost, I want to make up the difference in cash between the sale price and the purchase price of the home, right? And so in a competitive market, we're seeing multiple offers, right? And people are offering more than the home has been listed for, right? That's not any mistake to any of us, right? But we're seeing prices $30,000, $50,000 over the list price, right? And so can we support that growth? And can the property actually be worth that much in this market? The appraiser has to look at the data and say, what has sold recently and what that's comparable as far as similar size, age, home, and they have to make an appraisal saying that this home is worth X amount of dollars. And so in an appreciating market, especially when we're seeing these high offers way over asking price, the sellers may be saying, hey, I'm glad that you offered $30,000 over, but do you actually have the money to back that? And so with this appraisal waiver, that's what you're basically doing, is saying, I'll make up that difference. And so there's a couple things on the form we can go over. So the first one would be a full waiver, and that just says, hey, no matter what, I want to cover the difference, right? If not, if I can't make up the difference, I'm going to forfeit my earnest money to you, seller. So you're my guarantee, right? And also, look at this. I have sent you a copy of my bank statement. It shows the funds of the bank to make up the difference, or here's my stock portfolio I'm going to pull the funds from, whatever it looks like. I have the money to pay you the difference between the sale price and the appraised value. So that's the first one. And then the second one is just called a partial waiver, and says, hey, I offered $330,000 for the house. As long as the home comes in at $300,000, we're good. I got that $300K or that $30,000 to make up the difference. No problem, I can do that. But if it's less than $300,000, then I can't make up that difference. So you can write it called a partial waiver into it, and so it kind of puts that floor of what that appraisal would have to be in on the lowest amount that you can make up the gap. And so that's the two options in that form we can see. But we are seeing this tons and tons and tons of times in the current market that we're in. But as a FHA or a VA buyer, you're not able to waive that because they want you to have that protection, which is great for those people that are using those programs. So in this market, it's very competitive. If you get those offers in your FHA or VA, it's harder to get your offer accepted because you can't include that appraisal waiver. Now, if you're in a better position, maybe you sold your prior home, so you've got some cash in the bank, or you've been saving for a while and you have the funds to make up that difference, you can certainly do it. But it is a little bit of a gamble, because if it doesn't appraise, you're going to have to bring those funds to closing. And so it's just something to be cognitive of, but it's another strategy we can use to get your home accepted in a multiple offer situation. So I hope this was helpful. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out back out to me. My number is 512-686-1844. Respond back to this email or video, however you're seeing this online somewhere, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have about this appraisal waiver form and go over more detail with you. All right, talk to you later. Bye now.